Well, our next author comes to us all the way from sunny Santa Barbara. I'm going to welcome Dr. Ron Stotts to the red carpet. Hello.
Hello there. How you doing?
Well, Dr. Stotts, he is the author of Overscheduled by Success. It is a guide for transformational leaders too busy to create their next dream. Maybe that is you. Maybe it is someone you know. This book, tell us about this book and why you wrote it.
Well, I've been involved with transformational leaders most of my adult life. I had the privilege of learning from them and working with them throughout and really watching their lives and enjoying actually living that life myself for some time there. And what I saw was that they would get so overscheduled, so busy in their lives that even projects that were really important to them were being put off. And I recognized those projects are really critical to take not only themselves, but their community up to the next level. And it was just watching their frustration. And also, you'd oftentimes see that they weren't maybe taking care of themselves as well as they could. Their personal relationships, maybe with their spouse, wanted more time and commitment. The kids weren't seeing them as often as they'd like.
And I think it's hard when you're getting like a call from Oprah, like to be like, well, I should really play Scrabble with my kid, but since Oprah called, I guess I'll make my way to the studio.
Exactly. And I've seen exactly that. Yeah.
So it's an interesting phenomenon, the like too busy to create your next dream. Like you have a dream, it's successful, and now you're almost, I want to say like typecast into the role of you're that person.
And that is the problem, is they've really developed a theme to their life, and they really are ready. I can always tell they're ready to evolve and unfold and beyond that limited theme that they started with. And there's more to them. There's more to what they have to offer. And that's what they, that's why they're really feeling that struggle, is because that point of evolvement's there for them, and they don't realize why they're getting stuck. And that's where I come in. That's where I can help them.
Well, I want to tell people a little bit more about you. What's your background and what is the work that you do with your clients?
Well, my background is about 45 years of transformational therapy, and really looking within and doing the deepest work I can to find the actual source of any issue so that we can get unstuck and move forward in our life. A lot of people get involved looking and treating symptoms, and I'm really the guy that is more interested in the actual core source so that we can actually resolve it for the rest of your life.
And when you work with someone, how long do you typically work with somebody?
Well, typically it's at least a few months, but commonly a year. And really what we're looking for is the transformation. So it depends what they're coming in with. What have they done? What do they need to do? And frequently we find that we really need to kind of review all of what they've gone through and see what didn't quite get cleaned up. As one of my mentors said, you have to kind of go into the cave to really find the treasure. And so we go back into that cave oftentimes and see what's hanging out. And I try and encourage them to hang party lights in there and open the doors so that they can go in there anytime they want and invite friends in and really clean that whole dark area of their life up so that they can empower themselves and others.
So the reason I asked that question in part is because there are a couple of people who are asking questions about having multiple book ideas and having trouble deciding. I'll share this. Renee from Missouri said, I have so many topics I want to write about, and I get overwhelmed, and I begin telling myself it's too much. How do I get past the feeling of overwhelm? So what I wanted to share is if you're working with somebody for 3 months or a year or maybe even longer, going into that cave where there is a lot of stuff in there, there have to be 5, 10, 15, 20, and 45 years of experience. Like there are dozens of books you could have written. And probably that feeling of overwhelm of there's all this stuff I could write down could be overwhelming for you. How did you deal with that overwhelm, and how did you focus on one topic?
Well, the whole journey is really, the cave is the beginning, but then you're going into the light, you might say also, because it's really taking them from the practicalities of healing the past to breathing and really integrating and using their whole brain so that they're present and really be able to be mindful. And in that mindfulness, it's really a matter of watching the mind get quieter and quieter, so you can go into this place and access what I'd call big mind. And that's that, the wave and the ocean theme that we hear about all the time. You really can be sitting as that wave, as that separateness, but be accessing that universal library at any point, for any length of time, to create that next book and dream.
So how did you focus and stay focused on getting past the overwhelm? And did I help?
You certainly helped. I think, the main thing was really being clear who I was writing the book to. So the person that I chose, I just pictured myself walking down the beach in Santa Barbara, having a talk with them. And I knew what to say and how to say it, and it felt so comfortable. And it was a very empowering experience, and I hope that it will be a comfortable read and empowering for those that are ready for it.
So, Renee, that would be my advice to you, too. Who can you go on a walk on the beach with? Who can you be personal with and really intimate? And it's not about showing, I know you have many fancy degrees, but it's not really about showing off all those fancy degrees or 45 years of knowledge, which we can't fit into a book. There's no one book that could fit in everything in your head. But being able to say, what's one problem I can solve for one person right now?
I would say what I realize that at my age, if I really want to help millions of people, that if I can help the people that are helping millions of people, that was the best way to do it. And I really do know that I can support these people in really taking their life up to the next level. And in doing that, they're going to take their whole community up to the next level. And that's just the best way I can serve, and I love it. Yeah.
I love that. You've written another book?
I've written Go In, Find Out. I didn't publish that. I used it in my community.
Okay, so you've written a book another way. What would you say is different about doing it on your own and then doing it with us?
Well, the difference is one is playing really small and safe, and one is putting yourself out there in the world. I'd have to say I've always felt quite good about myself, but by the time I finished this book, I feel like I had reintroduced myself to who I've become. Mm-hmm. And it was very, very empowering. It felt great. And it was really stepping into really what I've been working with influential leaders for years, but it was the first time I really got to acknowledge, that's the fullness of the reason why they come to me, because I've never really advertised. It's just always been there in my life. So
Such a powerful message. Let's show people your book. Here it is, Overscheduled by Success by Dr. Ron Stotts, a guide for transformational leaders too busy to create their next dream. Make sure you download it right now on Amazon and share it with somebody that's overscheduled by their success. Thank you so much, and congratulations.